Joining me now is Robin Wright, Senior Fellow at the Woodrow Wilson Center, and Daniel Benjamin, who was the Principal Advisor to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on counterterrorism and is now with the John Sloan Dickey Center for International Understanding at the magnificent Dartmouth College. Daniel, you just heard the Senate Intelligence Committee Chairwoman Dianne Feinstein say that Maliki needs to go. Is that really the key? Is that what needs to happen?
Well, there needs to be a change at the top in Iraq, but we have had changes at the top before, and we also got sectarian. So I'm not sure that we're going to get much better. Maliki has strong support in his Shia constituency, has strong support from Iran, and frankly, I fear that we don't have the leverage to get the kind of government we'd like to see in Iraq.
You were in charge of advising Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on counterterrorism. How grave a threat do you think ISIS is, not to Iraq, but to the United States?
At the moment, it's not a very big threat to the United States. What is a threat is that we are seeing the creation of a durable safe haven for terrorists, an ungoverned space that really stretches from Aleppo in Syria to Fallujah in Iraq. And this is going to be a profound problem. This is bigger than any ungoverned territory we've had to deal with before, whether in parts of Yemen or in the federally administered tribal areas, the Fatah in Pakistan. We wouldn't be having the problems we have in Iraq without the civil war in Syria. That was clearly a decisive part of it, and the ability of these groups to go back and forth, to knock over banks in one country or the other, to attract more foreign fighters to this area, clearly is making them bigger and stronger and more capable and more attractive to potential followers, and that is really what we have to worry about.
Do you think there should be airstrikes or surgical counterterrorism strikes, or do you think the U.S. military has any sort of role to play in the coming days in terms of trying to stop the disaster that seems to be headed towards Baghdad?
First, let me just say that while Iran has a lot of sway, I'm not sure that any outcome that we would want would be acceptable to Iran, and I don't think that they're really looking for a pluralistic, comprehensive sort of Iraq. So I think that at some point in the not-too-distant future, we will see predators flying over this ungoverned space, looking for targets that are involved in plotting against the United States. I think that's quite probable. This is a big terrorist problem. At the same time, it's not clear to me that any of our air power is going to be good against the Toyotas that these guys with machine guns are driving around with, and that we can do much that wouldn't cause more damage, that is, through civilian casualties. And at the end of the day, I'm just not sure it's in our interest to really address the symptoms of the disease of Iraq, which is sectarianism, without really going at the cure, which means a different kind of government, a different kind of approach than we've seen. And I'll be very frank, I'm very skeptical that we're going to get that new approach out of the current government.